Hey guys, Luke Brown Knight here. I'm just here. I have a bit of a discussion with Blowbacks, and we were just talking about just the situation of Keemstar and everything. I just want to put a disclaimer in here that I could probably actually consider this guy my friend now. We talked for a little bit on Discord afterwards and before, and we were just discussing general things. I don't want to send any hate towards his channel, but I also want to state that this guy's really cool. Though I do insult him, that's how I insult everybody, and so you have to take it with a grain of salt. But next 45 minutes, you probably just put it on while you're reading a book or playing a game, and go ahead and do that. And just listen to what we have to say because it's actually pretty decent stuff. I think it's actually a really good argument on both sides, and I think that both of us really make good points. And I think that in general, we both agree with the situation, and I think that most of our points are generally coherent with each other at this point. But go ahead and enjoy because I know you guys love that drama, don't you? Where do we start out then?
I don't know. Do you want to just? Well, I mean, I think if we're gonna be reacting to like your response or whatever, we're gonna be or like if we strictly go by the like, I can't think right now. I apologize. If we go like,
By like the video,
yeah, sorry, stuff's going on, so I'm just
yeah,
my
it's all good.
brain's kind of whatever. Anyways, if we go exactly by the video, it might take forever because there's so many just little details. I mean, we each made a response video to it, and it's just gonna keep stacking. Like, Leafy's was 16 minutes, mine was 30 minutes, yours was an hour. Like,
Yeah.
so,
I s
and I don't know if you want this to be talking about Keem in general or just what was said in the video because those are kind of like two different things. I don't know.
let's go ahead and just discuss opening thoughts on Keemstar. If you plan to record it, now's the time to start. Um, but let's go ahead and
Well, can you just record it and then send me the file afterwards?
yeah.
Because, yeah,
I'm
it's kind of useless to have two recordings.
That's very true. Um, so I'm just recording the Discord thing. You can take out the Discord, edit it however you want. Uh,
Okay. I won't obviously like edit out important parts or anything to make
yeah,
me look good, but
yeah.
and I hope you don't do that either.
No, I as I say, I spent almost an hour and 20 minutes sit down. I sat down and I just live reacted to everything. So I don't edit anything. It was kind of cruel on my part. I do insult you. But let's go ahead and general thoughts on Keemstar. Good guy Keem or bad guy Keem?
Um. Well, in general, I think I don't. Obviously, he isn't perfect, right? I don't think he's like. I do realize I defended him super hard in that video, but he's not innocent on everything. I just feel like the whole attack on Keemstar in general, like specifically with Leafy and the whole pyro thing, is like blown way out of proportion. Like it's super over exaggerated in my opinion. So I just kind of want to give my opinion on it. So also two things I said in the video. First off, I want to say with the income argument, I was 100% wrong on that. By the way, I didn't. When I recorded the video, it was right after I watched the Leafy video and I was kind of mad. So I just recorded the whole thing and then and didn't really add in any more insight besides what popped up on screen while I was editing the video. So I kind of completely brushed over the fact that he already has a lot of money and it doesn't really affect his income that much. But I guess a replacement for that argument could be that I don't know, he really cares about his show or whatever and he doesn't want to be attacked. I don't know. That was just a really bad point on my part, so I just want to get that out of the way. But yeah, I just think the whole attack in general is over exaggerated.
Right, and normally I'd be totally with you on this. I think YouTube drama and YouTube beef in general, though fun to do, isn't exactly the most productive thing. Especially when these guys, I want them to create content. I don't want them just to sit there bickering with each other.
Yeah.
But I think that Keemstar does actually. This attack is slightly warranted, and I think it is. And the reasons is he did on multiple times attempt to ruin Pyro's career, and the difference between him and Pyro is though he does enjoy creating these videos, Pyro, it's his actual job. Pyro makes money on YouTube, and that is his job. That is what he wakes up, and that's what he goes and does.
Well, I get it's the same with Keemstar and Drama though.
Right, and that's the thing.
They
Um,
both deeply care about their shows, and it's a big part of life, whether one requires it to live or not. They're both like they both obviously don't want to see their shows go down because of some stupid exposing. So I don't know.
yeah, well, but the thing is, it's the question is not necessarily is it should this be going on? It's why is this going on? I think that because I think necessarily on whether this should or should not be going on, I think that it's up for the viewer to decide. But the overwhelming consensus on YouTube, just by the amount of dislikes on Keem's video, the amount of unsubscribes that's gone down from Keem, I think it's agreed that this can go on YouTube, and we all accept that it does go on YouTube. So
Yeah.
the argument is now, why is this going on, and why is Keem being attacked, and is the attack justified, and should Keem be removed, or just leave the internet on his own accord? Um,
Yeah, I don't agree that he should leave the internet. I don't think, no matter how bad someone does on YouTube, I feel like them leaving. Do they deserve to leave the internet? No, nobody deserves to leave the internet, no matter how negative their opinion is. Like even, like, yeah, like okay, okay. I was gonna bring up an example, but it's kind of extreme.
no, go ahead.
Um, so I'm Canadian, so I don't know much about the elections and stuff, but obviously Donald Trump is a very disliked politician, but
Hmm.
just because he's disliked, he's not kicked out of the runnings. Like the government just doesn't decide, or whatever, doesn't just decide, well, you can't be president anymore because nobody likes you. Like it's up to the votes or whatever. So like everybody deserves to have a voice on the internet, no matter how bad it is.
Right, right,
So
and that gets in the freedom of speech. And yes, I do agree that Keem should have that freedom to speak and that, but I don't think necessarily we should give him as much attention as he has gotten. I think Keemstar has risen and fallen. I think that he doesn't need to be on the internet anymore for multiple reasons. One, Scarce is killing him, and yes, I know that Leafy and Grade A and Pyra all shouted out Scarce, right? And Keem actually did an interview with somebody, CUC, and he was, saying that he thinks that there's some sort of coordinated, that this was actually like a coordinated attack. And I think that they did all get together and go, yeah, this is the Keem's. There's a problem with Keem, but I think that somebody from that Leafy, who is actually a friend, doesn't just immediately go and attack doesn't attack somebody that he does consider his friend. I think something happened, but I think that something was very extreme, because Leafy says he was talking shit about him to 5 other YouTubers. Well, what was said, was there some sort of extreme measure that caused it to happen? Because if that's what went on, then I think that Keem definitely deserves the criticism that he's getting.
yeah, okay. Honestly, I do agree with you. If something like that warranted this attack, like was super okay, something I said in my video that something has to have happened behind the scenes for Leafy to make a video like this, or for this coordinated attack to happen, but he doesn't tell us. So if he doesn't tell us, we don't know, and then this whole like attacking Keemstar thing just seems like out of the blue, and just like, I want to attack Keemstar. Personally, I think something did go behind the scenes for Leafy to justify Leafy doing this, but he doesn't tell us, so technically there's no justification at all, because
Well,
he doesn't share it with us.
yeah, I went ahead and I did some extra research into this, and Keemstar talked about this when he was getting interviewed. Grade A talked about this. Leafy talked about this actually in his video, or someplace else. I know Leafy talked about it on Twitter a lot. But what happened was, after they went and flew helicopters together, they came back. And there was some drama on that trip, but Keemstar defended Leafy. But when they come back, 5 big YouTubers, like large YouTubers, like Leafy size, were told Leafy and Grade that they were being talked shit about behind their backs by Keem, right?
Yeah.
And according to what's going on, it was some major shit. Keem completely denies it all, but it was like some major shit. Like, don't collaborate with this guy, don't shout this guy out. In fact, make Leafy expose videos, make Grade A expose videos. And I think that that's definitely incredibly if that's seriously what went down, that's definitely criticizable. But Keem, that's one of the things I want to get to. I think Keemstar does deserve to get criticized, and I think Keemstar also deserves to I don't think necessarily deserves to be removed from the internet, but I think he needs the name Keemstar needs to be something that's kind of developed like online feminism, where you're just kind of it gives you a name that you just don't want to think about. You're against it. Um,
Uh,
and the reason for that is Keem has caused a lot of issues. He's ruined people's careers multiple times.
that's debatable because okay, like Keemstar reports the news, right, on Drama Alert, and okay, let's bring up the Toby Turner situation real quick.
Yep.
The person allegated Toby Turner. Keemstar reported on it, and that's it. Keemstar in that situation is only the reporter, so he didn't ruin Toby Turner's career. The allegation would have damaged his career, and Keemstar just promoted that. And same with a lot of other news channels promote that. So it isn't Keem who's doing it. The news exists. He's promoting it. Same with other news channels like Scarce. I'm sure covered that story. Mm-hmm. So we can't really say Keemstar ruined careers, because then technically we're gonna be saying anyone who talks about this is ruining his career. Well, it's the person who made the allegation, right?
The difference is when Scarce delivers the news, and when several smaller channels deliver the news on that, they made it very clear it was allegations. And I know Keem had it in the title. I know this is a big talking point on Pyro's video on this, but Keem did not. When he was talking about it, deliver the fact that it was an allegation, and there was not.
I'm pretty sure he said at least once or twice in the video allegation.
No, he never went out. The thing is, Scarce will go out of his way to say, this is a rape allegation. Allegation means it's not true. It's for you to decide for yourself, or for the legal system to decide. But the thing is, Keem never said that in his video. He just said it rape allegations, and read the video, and then all of a sudden just played the video, right?
Yeah.
The girl just reading
the Tumblr post,
right, and the person reading it, and he just started making faces for like the next 20 minutes, and that's exactly what Pyro said in his video. And I think that him doing that wasn't. You should have said something like this is a rape allegation, not.
It said in the title allegations, and I think it's stupid to assume that people don't know what allegations is. If someone sees allegation and doesn't understand that's 100% rumor, go and Google and look up the definition of allegations. It's not it isn't his job to make sure everyone knows what the word allegation means. And it's in the title, so.
Yes. And the thing is, it's just not enough. It's like when Leafy, his fans go on witch hunts, or before he had the whole breakdown and he started talking and saying, you guys need to stop that. It was like, I guess, Scarce to Pyro, Scarce to a Drama Alert is the difference between Pyro to Leafy, where Pyro constantly was talking about mob mentality, saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, this is bad, don't do it, don't do it. While Leafy wasn't talking about it till something big happened. So Leafy, this is the same thing as Scarce talking about this is allegations. It's not necessarily the same. It doesn't matter. You choose for yourself. You choose for yourself. Where Keemstar would not say the word allegations, because it makes for a lot juicier scoop if you just talk about it as if it were rape than if it were just a rape allegation.
I guess, but that's kind of a weak point. He put allegations in the title. I'm pretty sure, from what I can remember, I only watched the video once when it came out. He did mention allegations. What we're talking about right here is nitpicking. He made it. It's not like he made it. Okay, he may have not made it as clear as other people did, but he made it clear that it was an allegation. But yeah. He just made it clear that it was an allegation. I feel like that argument is just stupid. Keemstar doesn't ruin. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fuck. My mind. It's not that I can't refute this point. It's just that my mind is really scattered right now because of other personal things. But and also, we're jumping way too. In my opinion, with these arguments, we're jumping way too deep down the rabbit hole. We need to get to the core. Okay, let's talk. We're talking way too much about the Toby Turner thing, and that's kind of irrelevant
Face reveal
ultimately in
pyro.
this whole thing.
Face reveal pyro.
Um, yeah.
That's something that's very
Okay.
big that both of us need to talk about because that's something we both we
Yeah.
definitely had an argument in the videos on because you go ahead and state your side. I'll refute that, and you can refute what I refute. So you go ahead. I think.
Well, what my side is what I said in my video. Okay, basically, let's just go back to the root of why I made the video. Um, Leaf. Well, I made the video. I made all the other Keemstar exposed videos had points, right? Had okay points and stuff. So this has been like a topic in the back of my mind. Like, I don't feel like Keemstar deserves all this hate. But with like Pyro's video and like iDubbbz's video, there's points that I disagreed with, but overall they had decent points. But when Leafy made his video, I feel like it was just like bringing up a bunch of irrelevant, like small things about Keemstar and just blowing it out of proportion. And just I felt like he made the video not because the points were good. He just made the video and made like a bunch of random points as a personal attack on Keemstar for some other reason that he didn't explain in the video, which I think is just stupid in my opinion. So I made the video going through all of it and going point by point why I thought it was stupid. Half the things I said in the video were like theory and speculation on why Keemstar would say something, which in hindsight I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have talked about like the proof things, which are the two things I'm 100% sure on that Keemstar is innocent, which is the Tony thing and the Pyro thing. I'm 100% on Keemstar's side. Everything else is just like speculation on why Keemstar would have said that. But in my opinion, Leafy like took out like if you look at Keemstar as a whole, he says tons of shit on Twitter. He says tons of shit on streaming. He has tons of news, and he just picked out like the little things that made him look bad and put it in a video to like get at Keemstar. And I'm sure if we like went back and looked at all of Leafy's videos, we could pinpoint and take out of context what he says and put it in a whole Leafy exposed video. Like all Leafy hates, just I don't know, but we could. I'm sure if somebody goes into all of Leafy's videos and takes out little points, we can make him look bad too, right?
Right.
Obviously, yeah, I don't know. That's the reason I made the video. I feel like this whole circle jerk, the Keemstar hate thing is just stupid. Like, it has some merit to it, obviously. Not everybody's perfect on the internet. Obviously, Keemstar is a very controversial person. But I feel like this Leafy video in particular, not all the other Keemstar exposed videos, but this Leafy video in particular was just petty arguments to, like, just get at Keemstar personally. I don't know.
Right. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about the two big ones that you just mentioned, Tony and Pyro. I think everything else is just speculation, but these two are solid, I guess, possibly the two biggest arguing points in the entire thing. Because Tony is false pedo accusations, which Keem does happen to do a bit more, while also it happened with Pyro too. You know, he accused Pyro of being a pedo.
Yeah. Okay. In my video, I state that Keemstar only ever made 2 pedo accusations. Obviously, you don't agree with that. So let's just start at that. What other pedo accusations besides the Pyro and Tony have you felt like Keemstar did and ruined careers over?
Okay, so do you remember Basherverse?
Yes.
Yes, he did some sketchy stuff, but the thing is, the age gap between him and the girl that he did stuff with was the same age gap as a senior in high school and a freshman in high school, right? So it was only 4 years.
Yeah, that's not a huge deal.
But Pyro did call him a pedo. Not Pyro. Keemstar did call Basher a pedo. In fact, and you know, Basher finally came out with this, and you know, made the whole video completely breaking down. And then Keemstar then proceeded to attack Basher over this, and caused Basher to cry, and you know, freak out and quit YouTube for a little bit because of these accusations of the pedos. That's a third, and that's in fact the biggest one. and he's done it to multiple other people. Normally, it's just this guy might be a pedo. There's accusations of this, and the guy gets some hate, but normally it goes away. It's just those are the three big ones. I think that Basherverse really needs to be mentioned in there when he says false pedo accusations, because he wasn't really a pedo. He was more just a guy that unfortunately got caught in the wrong situation. Yes, what he did was wrong, and I'm not condoning it, but I am saying that he should.
From my knowledge, the whole thing is that Jobless Garrett spread the rumor about Basher being a pedo, and Keemstar on Drama reported it, and that's about it. Like, Keemstar didn't accuse Basher of being a pedo. Basically, Jobless Garrett did and spread the rumor, and then most people believed it, including Keemstar at one point, and he just reported the news on it. The two times Keemstar actually himself, well, yeah, that's basically
He
it.
said Basher was a pedo, like on Drama Alert. And he said that multiple accusations from YouTubers saying that Basher is a pedo. He said something in the end, like, where it cuts to black, he goes, I don't think it real. I think it's real, but if you don't think it's real, look up for yourself. So Basher isn't a big deal. He's already had that covered. Basher and fought.
Yeah, Basher and Keemstar are good now.
Yeah.
Same with Tony. So
yeah.
Okay, the thing is, in Leafy's video, he brought up Tony, which I thought was completely unnecessary because that problem has been dealt with. Like, Keem came out with a video himself saying that he got it wrong, and the original video was only up for 2 hours. So Keemstar made right by that right away. Obviously, he made a mistake, but he remedied that. So bringing it up again, I felt was kind of, I don't know, just more ammo to shoot at Keemstar with this petty rant video.
Right. Well, the thing is,
unnecessarily, it wasn't an actual active issue.
Well, it's though it's not an active issue. If you are attempting to, and I think this is why it does belong in Leafy video. I'm not defending the point. Actually, I do think it's quite immoral that Leafy put it in there. But it's like saying, well, this man stole food from a store, and though he's already been to jail, we can still use that as a character witness in another crime that he's committed. And I think that was the reason that was in Leafy's video. And even though it is all good and is all resolved now, I think that it still deserved. Leafy was smart to put it in his video.
Okay, but he already built up Keemstar's character in the previous 6 minutes. After the 6 minutes is his evidence segment, and that's what I was reacting to, his evidence segment. And the Tony thing was part of his evidence segment. And in my opinion, that isn't evidence because that has already been dealt with.
I'm gonna let you have this point. In fact, I this is honestly the hardest one for me to refute because Tony, Tony even said, it's fine now. I mean, we're all good, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and concede you won.
Okay,
1-0.
Next one. Yeah, 1-0.
Pyro accusations. Let's go before the face reveal because that's probably gonna be our biggest arguing point. But Pyro's pedo accusations.
Yeah.
There are.
Well, okay. First off, this is the story. He basically, from what I was seeing on Twitter at the time, let's just focus on the face and him using the face and not why he used it or anything like that. Basically, he went on Google, he searched up pyrocynical face. The face that was uploaded too much on Imager came up on Google. He took that, copy-pasted it, and made fun of his face on Twitter. And in my opinion, that is an invasion of privacy because it was already publicly out there. It was also publicly out there by Uber Danger in January. And I realized that Pyro didn't want it out. Well, I realized that Pyro didn't want his face super public, but he already made his face public on the internet. If he really was trying to hide it, say someone like Grade A Under A before he made his face reveal, he wouldn't have posted his face at all. And I don't know if he first posted his face on Facebook or whatever, but it was on Imager, it was on Google. If you typed in, I even I would type this in before Keemstar made his he made fun of it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
If you just go to Google Images and type in Pyrocynical Face, even before Keemstar showed it on Twitter, it just showed up. So, in my opinion, Keemstar didn't go to his Facebook, and even if he did go to his Facebook, you mentioned that invading his privacy is illegal, which I think is stupid, because it was already up publicly on either Imager, or let's just us play devil's advocate and assume that Keemstar did take it from his Facebook. It was publicly on his Facebook. You could like search it up or whatever. So I don't know.
The difference is from it being actually his actual it wasn't up as Pyrocynical's face. It was up as his face. Whoever Pyrocynical really is, what his first and last name really is.
Oh.
That's why it becomes an invasion of privacy, because Keemstar.
Well, was it though? Because if you look at if you search up on Google Pyrocynical Face and that comes on Twitter, it comes off the tag Pyrocynical Face. The Twitter image, the Imager image that was uploaded 2 months ago on Imager.com is titled Pyrocynical Face, and it was uploaded 2 months ago, and it was tagged as Pyrocynical Face. And Keemstar did not upload that image to Imager 2 months ago.
Right.
That was somebody else. It could have been like one of Pyro's fans, and Pyro didn't want that to happen, but Pyro's fan made it public, and it was public. And so, and maybe Pyro didn't know it was public at the time, but the fact of the matter is Keemstar didn't like go to his personal Facebook and try to like do tons of hours of searching to find his face. He just searched it up on Google, Pyrocynical Face, and it was there from 2 months ago, and he used it right away. It's not like he intentionally just went and like tried to like hunt down Pyro's face for hours on end to finally find it on his random Facebook, right?
The thing is, Keemstar knows who Pyrocynical really is. Just like Keemstar knows who, Leafy, I know Leafy's last name because I watched a video about it, but, Leafy's last name and, where Leafy lives and everything. And the same thing for Pyrocynical, and same thing for Grade A, and any other YouTuber that doesn't reveal their face but talks to him, that he knows that information. And so, if they were friends, they would have that.
Okay, maybe he knew Leafy and Grade A under his face, or a name or whatever in private info, but I don't think Keemstar wasn't like super good friends with Pyro. He was with Grade A and Leafy, but he wasn't like super good friends with Pyro. From my understanding, again, this is a speculative comment, he maybe had his Skype that said Pyrocynical and had contact with him on Twitter, Pyrocynical. I don't think he wasn't like really good friends with Pyro ever, Keemstar. So
the thing is, after Leafy and Pyro actually had their falling out, remember when that was going on? They actually did become friends, and so through Leafy he would actually have access to Pyro's first and last name and everything going on there. The thing is,
well, just because you have contact with someone on the internet doesn't automatically mean you know their last name.
Leafy did.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's not like people are like, "Hi, Keemstar. Now that we're on contact with the internet, here is my full name." It's like, I don't know. Like, even if you're good friends with someone online, sometimes you always don't know their last name, right?
Right. It's just that I know that he did actually pull the image off that image, by the way. It took me a lot of digging, but I found that the pixels were the exact same and the shape was the exact same. So he did actually pull the image from Twitter off Imager, but
and Leafy said in the video he got it off his private Facebook, so that right there is a lie. He just typed it in Google and got it off Imager. He didn't actually invade his Facebook privacy.
Right. The issue is, but when you look at the Imager's view page before, and you look at it before the date that Keemstar put it up on his Twitter, it had less.
Yes, I do know Keemstar did make Pyro's face more public than it already was. Obviously,
it completely blew up, and that right there is exactly the issue. It wasn't that public. It wasn't that huge. I was actually going to wait for Pyro's face reveal, and I think most people were. People that were his fans. Normally, about 25% actually go and search up and try to dig for their faces. But normally people
It
just
wasn't digging though. It was like first result.
I know, but like not digging, but like most people just be like, all right, he hasn't shown his face yet. I'll wait for him to show his face, right?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
most people don't care about people showing their face off. Period. So
which and then um, I'll go ahead and give you this point too because I think that though it was kind of putting it more out there, it was already out there. How about this, right? Let me describe it like this. Let's just say Keemstar makes a sex tape with his wife and gets
yeah,
put up on Pornhub, right? And it only gets about 1,000
yeah,
views. Then Pyro tweets it out, and it starts getting gets around like 1 million views, right? Because Pyro's got like 1 million followers on Twitter.
yeah.
Um,
But if Keemstar put his sex tape publicly on Pornhub and he didn't specifically promote it, if it got promoted like through one of his enemies or whatever, he already knew it was public. He already knew people was gonna see it. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Like, and that's how I
well,
would be too. But
all right, that was it's a bit weird. Yeah, man, I'm fine
well,
with my
I
sex
mean,
tape
it's
being out
just it's
there.
a face. It's not a sex tape, right?
Right? Yeah.
But yeah.
Um.
Like, honestly, I think Pyro and Leafy are just over exaggerating about the privacy thing just to get. I think, okay, this is what I think. This is all speculation.
All right. Go ahead.
But I think, obviously, you know that Keemstar was. I'm gonna admit it. Largely he was unfairly hounding Pyrocynical before this whole like grade A and Leafy turn on Keemstar. He was kind of like harassing Pyro a lot about like furry and giraffe costumes,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree that was pretty unfair. So Pyro got mad. This is my speculation, and then he started lying to Leafy or Grade A or whatever about that he took it off Facebook. He really invaded privacy when he really didn't. And in the video, in the Pyro video, his video titled "My Experience with Keemstar," he basically straight up lies about how the photo was leaked. He said Keemstar specifically leaked it when he did not. So,
Yeah.
and then he used that to like get Leafy to make the video or something like that. But
Uh,
yeah,
yeah. Though I think.
because I honestly I don't think it's like a face reveal. I don't know. It's not like they leaked a sex tape that was only meant to see by Pornhub users. It's like a face. Like I don't know.
Um. Though I do think that I think that the real issue here is Pyro specifically does not want his face up there, right? And that was a known thing that Keem knew about, that he didn't want his face up here. So what?
Yeah,
So
but Keem also doesn't want people to keep spamming his N-word meme, right? And then Pyro even okay, Pyro even said in his my experience with Keemstar, Pyro was obviously Pyro and Keemstar were having their petty arguments. Pyro was making like all the Keemstar memes, and he was obviously bringing up the N-word meme, and
mhm.
and then Keemstar strikes back with his face. Like Keemstar doesn't want. Obviously, it's already happened, but Keemstar doesn't want people to show his N-word meme around, and Pyro doesn't want to show his people to show his face around. So they just did it. They just showed it to their fans because they wanted to get at each other.
Right, I think there's no way I can really say it's a direct invasion of privacy, and
Because
yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it was rude of him to do that. I don't think he should have done that. It was obviously a huge shot, but I think they are definitely over exaggerating when they say it's an invasion of privacy. And in the Pyro and Leafy video, they're both bringing the point like really strong. Like there was a whole segment titled on Leafy's video privacy invasion, and same with Pyros. They're really trying to hammer home Keemstar invaded privacy. And in Leafy's video, he even said, word for word, well, close to word for word, I'm going to try to recite it. He said, "This is my main problem of what with Keemstar. This is why I wanted to make the video so badly, is the invasion of privacy, which is the weakest argument." So I feel like this whole invasion of privacy thing is just a catapult that Pyro used to have a full-on attack against Keemstar.
Well, I think the
Unfairly.
docs is part of privacy invasion, and
Yeah, but it wasn't under that segment. It was a whole different thing.
right.
But
Well, let's go into doc stats real quick before we get into the false pedo accusations against Pyro, because that's
yeah,
probably the
there
biggest.
was 5 things, right? There was Pyro's fate. There was privacy. I think word for word they were titled
Privacy,
Docs threats,
doc stats,
hypocrisy, pedo accusations, privacy invasion, and what was the other one? There was 5. The
um,
docs, hypocrisy, pedo, privacy.
threats, empty threats, like the threats he makes on to
No, but
people.
I'm talking about the actual title cards he put up.
Oh yeah.
Like docs, threats, privacy invasion was last. Then there was hypocrisy, and there's false pedo accusations. So there was 4.
Yeah,
Was there 4?
there was 4, and even if we can't remember another one, it probably isn't that honestly that important or relevant to
Okay,
the.
so we talked about privacy invasion. We talked about pedo accusations. So left we have hypocrisy and the docs threat.
All right, hypocrisy. Can I just take the win here? We know Keemstar was being hypocritical there. That's actually being a hypocrite.
Yeah, he was. I said in the video that it was hypocritical for him to break that golden rule. But yeah, you take the win on that one.
Woo! 2-1. All right.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, last one.
Yeah. It is
Dogs
nearing.
threats.
It is nearing a 40-minute video. So let's talk about this for the next 5 minutes. Then we can sign off, and I'll send you the video
I
afterwards.
guess. Okay, honestly, I was hoping this discussion was more clean. We kind of like rambled a ton. So,
Yeah.
Like,
But you can edit it to the point. Well,
yeah, I don't even know if this is upload worthy because
yeah,
we're
I
just,
don't
like,
even think it is either.
rambling so much. I thought it'd be way more clean.
We should make it more clean. I'll write it. I'll write down the transcript, right, and then I'll give you times. That's what I'll do.
And I'm not really like, as you can tell from me talking, I'm not really in like the greatest mindset to debate. I'm like rambling off and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all good.
Like, okay, I had to go. Like, okay, basically, I watched the video, I typed the comment, and then when I was so ready to debate, but then I remembered I had to do something, and then after I did that something, like, I slightly forgot the video, and now I'm like, kind of, so it's like,
All right, we can call this practice one if you want to go ahead and make it cleaner. I'll get G to. I'll actually write questions for G to ask and a script, and we can get that done.
Yeah, because we didn't know if we were going to talk about the video or if we are just going to talk about the situation in general, because the video is just kind of like a closed discussion to the huge possibility of does Keemstar deserve to be on the internet? Is Leafy right? The whole like backstabbing conspiracy stuff. So it's like it's a huge issue.
All right, let's talk about doc starts then.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Docs threats.
It's wrong. It's actually legal. I know that threatening.
Yeah, doxing is illegal, but he threatened it. That's not illegal. The threat itself isn't illegal, and people on the internet threat like all the time, like about stupid things. And that was just one tweet. I'm sure he was just pissed off, and he just maybe he wasn't 100% sarcastic, but it wasn't over exaggeration. I'm pretty sure he wasn't gonna actually dox him. I don't even like. Come on, has Keemstar ever been known to actually dox someone?
Well, he
Like he just says things because he's mad, right?
Well, Tony, sending people after Tony, that's actually a dox right there, because he gave out he's calling him a pedo, then gave his personal information out and told him where to find him on Twitch, and so they went and found him. That was actually a dox, though not a dox where people actually came to his house or sent stuff to him. What he did was actually a dox against Tony.
Isn't a dox when you like hack some? Isn't like the definition of it is like when you hack someone to find out all their personal info and like leak everything, like social security numbers, like emails, like everything.
Yeah,
it's an actual hack and then a dump of info.
Well,
that wasn't a dox.
It actually dox.
And even with the Tony thing, that's already been like like fixed, right?
I know. I'm just stating that dox has actually become more of a wider use term, though the original term did include that. Now it can be used as somebody, let's just say my real full name, my first name is Zach, but my full name, and you sent that out and you sent out my location and where to find me.
Well,
Um,
yeah, but he didn't do that with Tony.
he gave
He does.
if Tony was actually who Keemstar said he was, it was a dox because he was giving out his full first and last name and sending him to attack, not necessarily to attack him, but saying that he's streaming on Twitch and you can't attack him there. Um, and
I guess, but that's just mob mentality in general. That's just calling someone out. That was just reporting on the news. That's not a specific dox. That's not like the illegal term of dox. If someone was to arrest someone for doxing, it'd have to be like an actual hack and dump of information. And that's what Leafy was talking about and that's what Keemstar was threatening, and that's what Leafy was talking about in the video, was like an actual dox, not just like
which
a privacy invasion or whatever.
I don't doubt that Keemstar could do it because I know that
he could do it, but has he ever done it? Has he ever legit someone? And like, I feel like he's just over exaggerating. He was just saying like, please don't, dude. I can dox you. You're obsessed with me. No, he's like, obviously Colossal is crazy. He's not legitimately like medically upset, like the medical term of obsessed with Keemstar, right? It's
right.
just like internet slang, like, and he was just saying like, don't. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't a huge deal. It's just like an over-exaggerated reply you would say to anyone who you're mad at on the internet, like KYS or something, but just like a more detailed version of that. I don't know. I don't think it was a huge deal, especially out of all the stuff Keemstar says. I feel like he just picked out that tweet just to like have another segment about Keemstar being crazy or whatever, because like Leafy legit says like, oh, Keemstar is actually legitimately becoming mental and stuff, and I'm like, okay.
I think I think some of his behavior is erratic. I think that Keemstar isn't actually mental, but I do think his behavior is erratic and definitely in bad taste.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but I mean, that doesn't, just because he like behaves a little badly or is like a little over the top when he says stuff doesn't mean he's inherently like a bad person, right?
Right. Now, here's the thing. The issue I have with doxing, or saying that he's going to dox somebody, is that, and this will be probably our last point. You can refute this if you want to, but he saying that I'm going to dox you, in a more extreme example, is like saying I'm going to go shoot up this school at this time in this place on the internet.
You said that in your video.
Yes. That's still illegal to do that, and you can still get arrested for saying that, even if you weren't serious, even if you were saying sarcastically, and you weren't actually going to do it. I have had that done at my school, and people they went through and they found the kid that said that sarcastically, and they took him out, and our school was locked down for hours. And he can still be arrested and charged, for I don't know what it's threatening your personal security, I think. Or at least sued for threatening personal security.
Oh yeah, I get it. You're concerned that Colossal's crazy could have actually been like really threatened by this and like, oh, is Keemstar actually gonna dox people?
Yeah.
But I feel like this is like a slightly different situation. Like, Colossal and Crazy Keemstar are friends. They're doing a podcast together.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually, I saw my laugh my ass off when he had.
I don't know if at the time they were friends when he made that threat. Probably not, but like, I don't really think anyone legitimately thought Keemstar was gonna dox him. Even Colossal. I don't think Colossal's Crazy thought Keemstar was legitimately gonna dox him.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously we don't know that because Colossal's Crazy, from my knowledge, didn't make a video on Keemstar. So maybe the threat worked or something, but I don't know.
All right. Well, this has actually been incredibly a productive conversation. I think both of us have actually definitely grown, I guess, our thoughts and situations about this. I think
it wasn't as like back and forth like fuck you as I thought it'd be. But.
Yeah, no, I'm actually not that salty. I just when I'm actually trying to have an intelligent conversation, I can do it. It's just that some people like to keep people there.
Yeah, you seem to be very mad at my video. Like you watched and it triggered you, and you were just like how the Leafy video got me really upset. So I just made a quick reply, and you did the same, but
Well, yeah, quick, an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah, quick.
But I do think this has actually
Yeah.
helped clear things up.
But I mean, that's what happens when I respond to a video playing it in its full, and then you respond to that video playing it in its full. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
All right, so I'm just gonna cut the recording here. By the way, you can edit out